Anyway, it's time for our very own Dr. Bob.
Please, doctor, I'm damaged. There's a pain.
That's 2Bs10. Good morning, Dr. Bob.
Good morning, Jake, and happy post-apocalyptic day number 1 to you.
Same to you.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy the world didn't end yesterday, but but one thing that saddens me greatly is that poor man in Kentucky who lost his appeal regarding his penis. He went into an operation thinking he was only going to have a circumcision, and he woke up without his minor member.
Wow.
Yeah, and he sued the operating surgeon. But what happened was the surgeon that they put the patient to sleep went to do the circumcision and found that the gentleman had a very, very advanced carcinoma or cancer of the distal end of his penis. And instead of waking him up and talking with him about it, he actually went ahead and amputated the penis, and then the gentleman woke up without what he was expecting.
Yeah, but would he have had an option about it though?
In essence, not really. He wanted he stated that he should have been able to psychologically adjust to the diagnosis and had the opportunity to get a second opinion.
Well, now he's going to have to go get a second penis.
That's correct. Either that. Or he'll have to become a transgender person. But his wife didn't want that.
There's a similar story, except it doesn't involve the penis, or it's not a man, and it's not cancer in that sense. But it was a woman. She had cystic fibrosis, and they gave her a lung transplant because she was going to die.
Yes.
And unfortunately, they gave her the wrong lungs. They gave her the lungs of a smoker. And she ended up with cancer and died anyway.
Lung transplants are one of the most difficult things to deal with because you don't really know what's in there when you're transplanting the lung. So when I was in my training at a major transplant center, one of the busiest ones in the world, actually, I asked one of the surgeons, I said, hey, what happens if, you got the patient all prepped and you're carrying over the heart and you drop it? And he said, that would never happen.
The 5-second rule.
It's just about. And I asked him, I said, but really, what would happen if you slipped and dropped the heart? And he said, that would never happen. And I said, has it ever happened? And he said, yes. And I said, what did you do? And he said, we washed it off and put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but as we know, the 5-second rule doesn't really work. Well, I'm calling you from New York. My daughter and I are here on our annual daddy-daughter trip to New York City to see a couple of Broadway shows and stuff. And she was reminding me last night about the time that the No Name Polka played on Broadway a couple of years ago.
Oh, that was, for people, I think you can still go to our website and get the polka ringtone. You had it on your phone, and somebody called you and the polka played, didn't it?
Yeah, we were at the Merchant of Venice with Robert De Niro, or was it Robert De Niro? One of those Italian guys was playing the main character in the Merchant of Venice. There was no sound system being used, and he was right at the part where he was demanding his payment, which was a pound of flesh, which was the other guy's heart, and he was ready to take it. And you could have heard a pin drop in the auditorium, and then my phone went off playing the No Name Polka. And I was embarrassed because I had trouble shutting it off, and it played like the first stanza of the thing.
So it's been on Broadway.
It's been on Broadway, and it was warmly received, or maybe hotly received, I should say.
All right, I've got a question. I've got a medical question to ask you, Dr. Bob.
Shoot.
There is a story this morning out of Washington in the Baltimore Social Security Administration office. There is an employee who's been reprimanded by his supervisors They claim that he has uncontrollable flatulence, and that has created intolerable and hostile environments for his coworkers, several of whom have lodged complaints and whatever. He's 38 years old. He says he suffers from lactose intolerance, and they don't buy that, even though it's causing him, sometimes he can't work a full day. And they noted in his reprimand letter that it says you have submitted, what you have submitted has indicated that you would have uncontrollable flatulence. It is my belief that you can control this condition. And then it goes on from there. And they say when he has a flatulence attack, he should be able to control it. And he says no. What's the bottom line on that?
Well, I think I happened to meet this guy because he sat next to me on my plane ride back from Japan last week. It was very difficult to be near him in the plane. But actually, a lot of people develop a lot of gas, and the gas builds up, and you really, you can't hold it in forever. So, what would be his control? Standing up, walking away, and deflatulating in the bathroom?
Well, yeah, that's what they want him to do, but then he says he can't make it to the bathroom.
Well, he could get one of those little shop vacs and some duct tape and turn the shop vac on, and, we could use that as a suctioning and deflatulating device. But to be truthful...
Oh, that wasn't a serious recommendation?
It wasn't really serious. No.
Because he offered to, turn the fan on, like a little fan in his cubicle.
An exhaust fan or a fan that would blow the...
Just a fan, down. Just like a fan, like you'd have when it's hot out. And they say that would be worse because that would spread the smell all over the office.
If you get some charcoal underwear, they actually sell charcoal sheets for husbands and wives who have this problem to absorb the odoriferous emissions.
Yeah, but if you're both under the sheet, doesn't it just stay trapped under the sheet?
Well, it on occasion will ooze out of the sheet and then take on a noxious appearance. But what happens if you lift the sheet? It could be deadly. But in truth, I'll help this a great deal.
Dr. Bob, I have to say goodbye.
Oh, help me.
Okay.
Have a Merry Christmas, Dr. Bob.
Merry Christmas, joyous Noel. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There's a pain where there once was a heart.
Sorry for the technical problems.
It's a pain.
There goes Dr. Bob. We will be right back after this.